Hey, it's Tino. Welcome to a Monster Hunter Rise video. Wanted to do a quick tutorial. If you're like me, you might have run into some Zenny issues early on. And with so much to make, so many fantastic armor parts to make, so many cool weapons, you're going to be burning through money left and right. So why not make crap loads of money as fast as you can? And I'm here to help. And you can also look as fabulous as this. Just magnificent. Okay, so the whole idea here is, in order to make tons of money really quickly, we're going to run laps around one of the high-rank expedition areas. I like the Flooded Forest. I've got a very specific route. I'll share that later. We're going to gather tons and tons of ore, and then we're going to sell it for big, fat wads of Zenny. If Zenny even comes in wads. I'm really not sure about that. Okay, so let's review the gear, shall we? Let me jump into my status. The set that I've built is really focused around, I'm going to sort of slide out of the way a little bit here. It's focused around maximizing your gathering potential. So I happen to have Hornmeister here and one random point of Stamina Thief. Don't worry about that too much. It's just I happen to have extra gem slots. So the skills you see above here, the ones that matter for this, there's only one. Spoiler alert. It's a trick question. Geologist is the only skill you care about. So Geologist basically will let you mine an additional time for every mining outcrop that you reach. So each time you gather, you're going to nab an additional ore or multiple. You'll see as we run through, you start racking up the ore really, really quickly. And that's where, as I said, the wild pile of Zenny that will reach the sky comes from. Very exciting. I went for Hunting Horn because, as you can see right above my head here, this song right here, stamina use reduced. You're on your Palamute almost the entire time, but if you're off the Palamute, let's say you want to farm some small monsters on this run, feel free. This is a great weapon to do so. It also has the monster kill perk, which I love. We do the leather headgear. That's your first point of geology and a freebie of hunger resist. I prefer the Melohoa Jacket S because this gives you a ton of points towards botanist, and actually it's got enough slots on it that you can max botanist on this one piece of gear. Pretty cool. Our next point of geologist comes from the leather gloves S. We then go to the leather belt S. This has more hunger resist, recovery up. This just kind of complements the other stuff. And then finally, we've got the leather pants S for that magical, sweet, sweet third point of geologist. And that is really all that matters. So you can access geologist as early as low rank. You can get 2 points of it pretty early on. You'll need 3 points to get the mining outcrop benefit. So to maximize your effectiveness in these runs, I really recommend that you get 3 points of geologist. Next steps, we're going to jump into the gathering hub here. I'm going to queue up an expedition. We're going to do high rank expedition tour. And as I said, Flooded Forest, in my opinion, is the fastest way to make money because you will rack up Nova Crystals at a ridiculous rate. That's where the magic happens. That's where all the money comes from. Nom 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 nom. Gobble up those delicious light crystals and or Nova Crystals, excuse me, and profit like Daddy Warbucks. It's going to be awesome. You're going to smell like the vault. It's going to be great. You can eat if you want to. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on food skills because there are just so many that you can mix and match with, but I will highly recommend Moneymaker as a perfect complement to our Zenny farming build. So then pick whatever the heck else you like. I'm a big fan of Gatherer, and then I either do Bird Caller, because Spirit Bugs, or Spirit Birds rather, become your friends, or Trainer is great if you want to level up your Palamute or Palico. We'll devour these delicious dangos. Eat your dang dangos, Napoleon. This is like 100-year-old Napoleon Dynamite. That's who my Hunting Horn player is. So I'm going to draw out the route here. We're going to start essentially down here in the southwest. You'll go straight across to map number 1. This is the first node you'll pick up. I basically hug this ledge, drop down here, ride the Great Wire Bug up to the middle, And then from this middle landing spot where the Great Wirebug drops you off, you need to go inside and then up into the second tier room. And then from there, you'll be able to pick up 2 nodes. From this room, you'll go out this south door. And then depending on which way you fall down the pyramid, you'll either fall down this way, at which point you'll want to pick this node up first, or you'll fall down this way, at which point you'll pick up this node. Either way. We'll put a little arrow guy here so kind of help you see. Whichever one you get to first is the best way to go. So from here, you'll actually port up to subcamp number 1. There's only one subcamp, so you can't really get this one wrong, and you'll pick up this one to the east. From there, you'll drop down, and you'll snag this mineral node that's just outside one of the kind of cave entrances here. There's like an overhang right beside it. Once you've picked up this node, you'll climb up this wall here, and you'll come over this way to grab this node. Then we're going to get a little creative. We need to scoot over this way to the northeast and up this kind of craggy mountaintop. Now, in order to get to the 2 nodes that are here, you actually have to drop down. So hopefully that looks enough like an arrow. It looks kind of like an arrow. So hopefully that's clear that you'll drop down there. Once you've picked up those nodes, you'll scoot out that cave aperture. Cave exit. Jump out of the cave is what I'm trying to say. Struggling to say it. And you'll pick up this node here. Now, I'm actually going to hop over to this other map just so that we can see the underground area better. This is where the node we just highlighted was. So this guy is actually right over here. So once you've picked this up, you'll come through the cave area, hug this northern wall, and then you'll pick up the node right up at the top. So once you've picked up this node, you'll scoot out the top here. This will bring you back to the above ground section of the map. Now, if you want to, you can try to scale up just as you come outside of the door here, just as you reach back to the above ground. But I find it's a little easier to actually come over this way. This surface here is a little easier to scale up to get to the top, as opposed to doing it immediately out the door. Then you'll go right over to the west to grab this node here. This is one of the most important nodes. This one, the 2 in the cave, and the 2 in that middle room of the pyramid have the best chance to drop Nova Crystals. That's where the money is, let me tell you. Okay, once you've picked up this valuable node, you'll drop down the ledge, hop down to the southern part of room 10. This is actually the 14th node and the last node of them all. And there you go. And that'll bring you right back to the beginning, and you can rinse and repeat the route. Perfect. All right. So now I've basically numbered everything so we can see number 1, 2, and 3. Got to hit that middle room of the pyramid. Number 2 and 3. Got to hit the middle room of the pyramid. So then you'll head southeast to number 4 and 5. From 4 and 5, you'll need to fast travel to the subcamp. That brings us up here. This gets a little confusing, so I'll try and go slow. Number 6 is due east of the subcamp. 7 is southeast of that. You'll climb up and go back around the western side of the subcamp to get number 8. You'll go northeast of there and drop into the cave to get number 9 and 10. You'll drop out of the cave and go due west to grab number 11. So from node number 11, that's actually over here on the underground map, you'll go through this underground river passageway over to number 12. This is over to the west. From there, you'll climb back out to the above ground area, sets you right about here. I recommend going over this way, cutting around this way. It's a little less wirebug intensive, and you can also climb right up the wall. You can scale up it with a full bar of stamina. Head due west, being careful of this pit. This is very scary. We don't want to go in the pit. Let me just make sure we don't go in the pit of destiny. Once you've picked up 13, you'll then drop down to the southeastern portion of map 10, and that's where lucky number 14, the final node, remains, and due south, rinse and repeat the route. All right, and we're back. Okay, so without further ado, we've eaten, we've gone over the route, talked about the gear, which is basically geologist, and that's the only thing that matters. Let's get into the action. Let's actually visually run through it. So first and foremost, we run straight ahead and pick up node number 1. So this is where the Great Wire Bug is going to come into play. Hopefully you have this Great Wire Bug down. This is just going to make getting up to the top much, much easier. From here, we're going to just scoot our way over yonder. Now, for me, I think the easiest way to scale this is just Wire Bug once. Don't jump. Don't hit B. Hop off the wall, and then Wire Bug again. And ta-da, you made it. Okay, so we're going to grab the 2 nodes that are in here. Nodes 2 and 3. Hop back on the Palamute. And then jump out the door here. Now, depending on which way you descend this tower, you can either go down this way that I have, or you can go down the northern side. Either way, it's pretty much all about the same. Pick up node number 4. And node number 5. Now we're going to fast travel to the subcamp. I mount up immediately once I arrive at the subcamp. Like I said, due east of said subcamp, you'll find node number 6. Number 7, drop down, head over here. So drop down, go to the right, aka southwest on the map. Then this wall pretty much immediately nearby, we're going to scale up. And then scoot over to the northwest. This is node number 8. Very nice. That'll bring us over to this wall. And for this one, we have to jump into the cave, so I actually like to swing my camera around. I like to dismount. Oh, a little too soon. And there we go. Okay. Node number 9. Node number 10. I'm going to mount back up. Hop out. Right at the entrance to this underground waterway, you'll find node number 11. Then we're going to sprint into the cave. I'm going to hug this northern wall here to my right. Climb up the vines. Straight ahead will be node number 12. Good, good, good. And then, like I said, I like to climb up this wall. It's just a little easier to scale than the rest of it. It's totally up to you. This slight addition of time actually makes the node respawn wait less significant. So that's node number 13. Ooh, free Puke Puke material. Hello. Large Wyvern tier, alright. And then the last node, number 14, is right here. Great. Okay. Come on, final node. Alright. And on that note... Whoa! Okay, Rajang. Let's just run away really quickly. I don't want to deal with that. Alright, I started another lap, but we're gonna exit now. So next steps are to tally the bananas and then make a whole crap load of money. So essentially I was in the expedition for... It doesn't seem to show you an in-game timer here, and I don't really know why. So I think from my timer over here, probably about 15, maybe 20 minutes. As you can see, I've got a bunch of herbs and ore that I can sell right off the bat here, netting me a pleasing, I'm going to round down, 23k to get the ball rolling. Good stuff. So that's 23k before I've even sold any of the ore that I picked up. Behold, our farming has been extremely lucrative. So starting with macellite ore, let's sell 20. I like to keep about 10 of everything so I don't drop below that. So let's make the math easy. I'm going to round down again. So 4k, so that's 27k total. Let's sell 48 of these bad boys. Another 23k. So 27 plus 23, they'll call that 50. Now we can sell all these light crystals. Oh yeah, look at this. I'll sell 66 for a cool 75.9. Oh yes. So 50 plus, I don't know, 76, right? So let's say 126. Now we get to the Nova crystals. These are the most valuable that you'll sell. And I have 74, so we'll sell 64, which is 150. This is doubling the amount of money I just made. So that's basically, we're at 300k. I'm just going to start making the math easier. 300k. I haven't even gotten to the carbolite ore, of which I can sell 100 for 68,000 more. Round up a little bit, it's 370k. And then to just sort of seal the deal here, we've got another 70 fusium more, or another 71. So what's that? Almost 450,000. We're basically over 400k from one run wearing the right set, doing about 20 minutes of farming. And as you can see up at the top right, we are not hurting for money anymore. So hopefully that's been helpful for all of you fabulous people out there. I will leave you one last look at the stats on the set that I've put together. You don't have to do hunting horn. The only thing that matters here is the geologist buff. But in case you were curious, I'll again show the pieces that I've put together. So it's 4 pieces of leather, then the Melihoa jacket, and then frankly you get to choose whatever talisman, whatever weapon, whatever petalace you like. I go for the Fortitude petalace because it gives you a little more stamina. And that is my story, friends, and I think I'll be sticking to it. Hopefully this was useful. Hopefully it's helpful. Let me know if there's anything else you might like to see, or if I can support you further in your magnificent hunting adventures. Go team!